Nostradamus once unveiled the mystery of Cancer and its profound connection to ancient healing energy. The memories of Cancer harbor a secret link to an ancient energy flow, and if you don't awaken in time, destiny could unfold in ways no one desires. In this video, you will discover why the Cancer soul was born with innate healing abilities, why you always feel affected by the emotions of others, and how you can transform the burden of karma into healing light for yourself and the world. If you are a Cancer who feels the world around you becoming stranger and harder to understand, don't leave this video, because what's coming may forever change the way you view your past. When you're ready to open your heart, you will understand why Nostradamus said there is a Cancer soul carrying the energy of ancient memories, and that soul has returned in this era. Cancer. Some things cannot be seen with the naked eye. They can only be felt by the heart. And perhaps you felt that your whole life, a strange feeling, as if you're carrying memories of many lifetimes, unnamed pasts, silent goodbyes. That's not imagination. That is the energy of an ancient soul, and Nostradamus saw you. It's no coincidence that in his mysterious prophecies, Nostradamus hinted at a group of souls born with a strong bond to emotions and the past. Those who can not only see through the veil of reality, but unconsciously absorb both light and darkness from the space around them. Cancer, you are one of them. I believe no other zodiac sign is blessed with such deep compassion, but also no one else must face such fierce inner trials, because the light you carry is too pure. And so, emotional burdens always try to approach, to overshadow, to challenge you. But because of this, you become the link between two worlds, an emotional bridge, a symbol of nurturing. Have you ever wondered why you cry so easily for others' pain? Why can you forgive the unforgivable? Why are you always the one hurt, yet the one praying for the person who hurt you? That's not weakness. That is the sign of a soul. One who once meditated through storms, who learned to love in hell, a soul who knows exactly what darkness is and still willingly chooses light. Nostradamus once warned, there will come a time when this soul must face emotional secrets that humanity doesn't want to see. Cancer, that time is very near. You may already be sensing it. Strange dreams, strong gut feelings, whispers that only you can hear. That's not hallucination. That's spiritual memory awakening, and it's time you understand. Awakening comes with responsibility. I've witnessed many Cancers in this life live like quietly burning candles. They don't make noise, don't show off, but are the ones who silently help even those who once hurt them. And you know what? Because of such a heart, you attract both angels and demons, because even darkness wants to claim the pure light you carry. But there is one thing you must remember: true light can never be extinguished. It can only be hidden for a while. Even if you were manipulated, abused, misunderstood, or betrayed, that light still lives within you. And that is what Nostradamus called white fire. A type of energy that only appears in souls who've been reincarnated many times, suffered much, yet never lost their compassion. Have you ever felt an unnamed sadness in your heart, a pain no one around you could understand? That's not weakness. That's the evidence of a soul that has lived too long, witnessed too much, and carried too many karmic burdens of other souls you once promised to heal. You are someone who holds an ancient vow, a healer, a nurturer. I want to ask you something, and please answer truthfully in the comments below. Have you ever seen something in a dream, and later it came true? Have you ever felt you could see into someone's essence just from their eyes? Have you ever felt you knew something but couldn't explain how? If yes, you are not alone. And certainly, you are not crazy. You are simply a Cancer who is gradually awakening. And if by now you feel something is stirring in your heart, then prepare yourself, because in the next part of this journey, you will understand the real reason why Cancer is often a favorite target of negative emotional forces. Not because you are weak, but because you are the key to unlock a gateway between dimensions where light and darkness converge. And if you don't know how to protect yourself, darkness will always find you first. Cancer, perhaps you've often asked yourself, why am I always the one most hurt in relationships? Why do I always feel drained, even after a seemingly harmless conversation? The answer doesn't lie in your weakness, but in the light inside you, the kind that others can't look away from, and the very thing that makes you the most vulnerable to being taken advantage of. In the lesser-known prophecies, Nostradamus describes souls with overly pure light as targets for wandering entities in the dark. He called them those who can sniff out goodness, and no one else but Cancer is the soul most often targeted. Your kindness has no conditions. You are willing to forgive, to give, to return and help, even those who turn their backs on you. But this, if not protected with wisdom, becomes the reason others drain you. I've seen many Cancers live their entire lives, healing others, yet never once had anyone sensitive enough to ask, "What about you? Are you okay?" You always carry the burden of saving others, even when no one asks you to. And then you become an empty cup with nothing left to give except tears. Buddhism teaches love must come with wisdom. Without it, compassion becomes attachment, becomes delusion. But sadly, this society never taught you how to protect your energy. It praises people like you for your sacrifice, but never teaches you how to say no. Are you helping someone but end up feeling depleted? If so, you may be experiencing energy manipulation in a subtle and extremely cunning way. The other person may not even mean harm, but if you're not awakened, you unconsciously open the door for karma to flood in. And then everything you do, even with good intention, may plant the seeds of a new kind of karma, the karma of being complicit in wrongdoing. I know there are Cancers who have forgiven, then forgiven, then forgiven again. They believe that if they are good enough, patient enough, loving enough, the other person will change. But the truth is not that simple, because there are souls who do not want to be healed. They just want a place to pour their darkness onto. And Cancer, if you're not alert, you will become the mirror that absorbs it all. Have you ever been in a relationship where after every meeting you feel exhausted, your mood drops, your soul feels drained of life energy? Don't take that lightly, because you might be dealing with an energy parasite, a soul that is still broken and unconsciously drains you to feel better. Nostradamus called them souls who haven't completed their lessons, and instead of learning, they look for someone to carry them. Have you ever dreamed of being surrounded by black mist? Have you ever felt trembly without understanding why? Have you ever woken up feeling like you just fought something invisible? Those things are not random. They are signals. Your soul is warning you. It's time to learn how to protect yourself. I want you to try something. Calm down, close your eyes, and think about someone in your life, someone who always makes you feel anxious. When you think about them, someone whose emotions you always have to tiptoe around, someone who makes you feel guilty if you don't reply to their message immediately, someone who after contact always leaves you feeling tired, sleepy, or insecure. If someone comes to mind, then it's very likely that person is draining your life energy. And if you let that continue, then you are helping darkness invade the light within your soul. Cancer, you were not born to be a professional victim. You were born to be awake. And awakening does not mean enduring. Awakening means knowing what real love is and what manipulation disguised as love looks like. You deserve a life where you can give without being drained to be loved. without having to suffer to shine, without needing anyone's permission. To have that, you need to learn how to protect your energy like a light warrior. Learn to meditate, to restore your fractured energy field. Spend time alone to feel what truly comes from your heart and what is an imposed expectation from the outside. Remember this, if love makes you hurt, it's not love, it's karma. I want to invite you to share in the comments. Have you ever forgiven someone many times, and in the end, they still hurt you? Have you ever sacrificed until there was nothing left but exhaustion and loneliness? If the answer is yes, you are not alone. This community, the souls watching this video, are also people with wounds like yours. But today, you will no longer repeat that pattern. And the scariest part doesn't stop here. Nostradamus once predicted Cancer is a soul easily lured into negative emotional rituals, unconsciously, simply out of a desire to help others escape suffering. But if you enter the darkness without bringing wisdom, you won't help anyone and may end up carrying their karma. And that's how karma spreads through the ignorant attachment of a compassionate heart, but lacking the light of insight. So if you've ever felt I did everything good, so why is everything still falling apart? Then turn inward. Ask your soul again, am I doing this out of true love, or because I fear being left behind, because only love that comes from awakening will open the door to liberation? And at this very moment, the mystery begins to unfold. You will understand more clearly how emotional burdens can easily find their way to Cancer through relationships that seem sweet but are actually toxic. And you will learn how to recognize them so you won't be lured again by the fake promises of the dark. Cancer, have you ever asked yourself, I've lived kindly, lovingly, wholeheartedly, so why am I still betrayed, still losing, still hurting? Maybe you are living with the biggest misconception on the spiritual path that living a good life means you won't create karma. But the truth isn't that simple. In Buddhist teachings, karma doesn't only come from bad actions, but also from good actions if they arise from attachment, fear, or ignorance. And for a soul like Cancer, who often acts out of compassion but lacks mindfulness, karmic consequences sometimes come subtly, silently. I believe that in many lifetimes you have used your energy not to harm but to save, maybe through prayer, rituals, actions meant to intervene in someone's fate because you couldn't stand their suffering. But do you know when you try to change someone's destiny without it being their own choice, you are creating karma? Buddha taught every action plants a seed, and that seed will sprout regardless of our will. Even if you act with love, if your heart holds fear, attachment, or the desire to control, that seed is still karma. And Cancer, you are a soul carrying many such seeds, not because you're bad, but because you love too deeply. But loving deeply without awareness is a double-edged sword, because in that case, you are prone to using your emotional power to manipulate reality unconsciously. That's when your energy is no longer light. It becomes a form of darkness disguised in kindness. I know this isn't easy to hear, but you need to know, because true light is not afraid to face darkness. It only fears being deceived. And you, Cancer, it's time to look back at yourself, not to blame, but to begin a journey of true transformation. Think about a time when you did everything to hold on to someone, not because they needed you, but because you couldn't stand losing them. Think about a time when you begged the universe for something to happen, even though deep down you knew it was no longer right. Those actions, if not done in surrender and awareness, are the softest forms of emotional manipulation. And that is exactly where darkness seeps in the sweetest and most subtle way. Have you ever felt like you're carrying a nameless karma, a soul-deep fatigue that no one can explain, a repetitive cycle of wounds that you can't escape? Perhaps it's the result of past actions when you tried to save others, From the lessons they needed to learn, Cancer is a soul with strong healing abilities, but healing is not rescuing. Healing is not bearing the burden for others, and it is certainly not changing someone's destiny in the way you think is best. Buddha taught compassion must go hand in hand with wisdom. If not, kindness will be exploited and turned into suffering. So then how can you heal your karma when you didn't intentionally do anything wrong? The answer lies in mindfulness. Do good, but don't cling to the outcome. Love, but don't possess. Help, but don't rescue. Pray, but don't impose. In that way, you are planting seeds of liberation, not of entanglement. I once knew a Cancer who spent nearly her whole life praying for others, but the heartbreaking thing is she forgot herself in all those prayers. And then one day, when the person she once tried to save left without a thank you, she broke. But on that very day, she began the journey back to herself. She no longer prayed to change others, but prayed to be strong enough not to need to save anyone anymore. Do you believe in karma? Do you think karma can be healed? Share in the comments, because who knows, your story might be the light for someone in the dark. If your answer is yes, then you will need a special ritual, a ritual that Nostradamus once hinted at, not with words, but with the symbols he left in his manuscripts. It is a ritual of soul cleansing through the light of compassion. No blood, no showy power, only a candle, a prayer, and a heart ready to forgive itself. This ritual needs no guide, because you, Cancer, are the one who holds the key. Find a quiet place, light a white candle, close your eyes, and say to your soul, I forgive everything I once did when I was still unconscious. I release myself from all vows, all attachments, all ignorant actions of the past. From this moment on, I choose the light, and then let the tears fall. Let all the old things be released. Let karma no longer be a chain but a lesson. And you will see the universe has always been waiting for you to start again from the very place you once broke. Cancer, you don't need to become someone else. You just need to become a more awakened version of yourself. Not to be forgiven, but to forgive yourself. Not to be loved, but to love yourself. Because only when you are whole with yourself can you truly heal this world. Right after this, you will be guided into a deeper spiritual space where ancient rituals and hidden knowledge will show you that forgiveness is the bravest act a soul who has created karma can do. And if you are ready, then light never refuses someone who dares to look straight into their own darkness. I once saw a Cancer in the middle of the night lighting a candle alone, placing her hand on her chest and whispering a prayer no one else heard. No stage lights, no witnesses, no rewards. Just a soul choosing to forgive someone who had once broken her. And in that moment, I understood this is the highest form of magic. Not flashy rituals, not powerful spells, but the ability to let go of pain that we had every right to hold on to. When you forgive the one who hurt you, not to bring them peace, but to set yourself free, you are stepping out of the karmic loop that millions of other souls are still trapped in. Buddha taught the one who hurts you is the one giving you the greatest opportunity for liberation. And that may sound paradoxical, but to Cancer, those who live by intuition, emotion, and faith, this is the ultimate truth. You don't need a grand ceremony. You don't need anyone to validate your awakening. You just need a quiet space, a candle, and a decision to stop carrying the old pain into the present. Start right where you are right now. Light a white candle, not out of superstition, but because light is a symbol of awakening. Place your hand on your chest, close your eyes, and call the name of the one who once hurt you gently. No anger needed, no explanations. Just acknowledge, I have carried you in my heart for too long. Now I choose to let you go so that I can live. Then take a deep breath, feel your chest expanding like a lotus blooming in the mud. And from that place, speak forgiveness. Even if your lips can't say it, Let your soul say it for you. I forgive, not because you deserve it, but because I deserve to be free. Cancer, you deserve to live a new life, not bound by old pain. Imagine if you forgive today, then tomorrow you will be free. No one else can give you that but yourself. Not a priest, not a spiritual teacher, not an astrology chart can do it for you. Only you and your choice can cut the karmic thread wrapping around your heart. Maybe you're thinking, how can I forgive the one who cost me my youth, a dream, or a piece of my soul? I understand. But forgiveness is not denying the pain. Forgiveness is looking it in the eye and saying, I won't let you control me anymore. Don't wait for them to apologize. Don't wait for justice to happen, because there are things in this life that justice will never come. But inner freedom is always ready as long as you choose it. Have you ever done a small ritual to let go of someone? Share that story. Who knows, you might inspire someone in pain. Your comment could be the first ray of light in someone's day as they stand on the edge. And when your soul is cleansed, when the light from within you dispels the nameless shadows, you will see what Nostradamus once saw in Cancer. A soul that can become a prophet, not by prophecy but by living. Living as a testament to healing. Living as a symbol of rebirth. Living like a quiet candle, but one that can dissolve the darkness of an entire room. I know you've been strong before, but from now on, I want you to be strong in a gentle way, not by fighting the world, but by being awake enough not to let the world drag you down. Not by holding it together so others think you're okay, but by truly embracing the wounded part of you like a child and saying, it's okay, now we're home. Remember, forgiveness is the end of karma. It is when you refuse to repeat the same old lesson. It is when you choose to rewrite the story of your life with the pen of peace. The ritual I suggest is not a fixed formula, but a doorway to begin. Be creative, flexible. Add what makes you feel connected. Some choose to write a letter and burn it. Some choose to release a flower into the river as a symbol of letting go. Some simply stand in the rain and whisper, I let you go. Whichever path you choose, do it with full presence. No multitasking, no expectations, no interpretation, just sincerity. And when you're done, let it rest. Don't try to prove anything to the universe. Don't check if you've been cleansed, because in truth, the most important thing is you've started. And then when you're ready, your journey will turn to a new chapter where you no longer live in reaction, but in choice, no longer ruled by darkness, but lighting yourself from within. Cancer, you are the proof of a miracle that even a soul carrying the heaviest karma can become a bearer of light if there's enough courage to forgive and move forward. And you are enough. There's something I've always believed, and it's becoming more and more true. Cancer was not born to endure. You were born to feel, to understand, to open your heart to what others don't dare to face, and then turn all of that into light. You are not a victim of the universe. You are a living testament to the power of transformation. A soul who can perceive what lies beyond ordinary awareness, not to escape reality, but to elevate it with your loving and awakened presence. If you've ever felt overwhelmed, misunderstood, or hurt because of your sensitivity, then please don't blame yourself. Sensitivity is not a weakness. It is the doorway to intuition. It is the ability to read deeper layers in words, in glances, in the energy of people and spaces. And if you know how to listen to it, your intuition can become a compass not only for yourself, but for lost souls out there. I don't know where you are on your journey. Maybe you're standing amidst the ruins. Maybe you just walked away from a relationship that left your heart bleeding. Maybe you're struggling with the question, who am I? What was I born to do? But wherever you are, remember, you don't need to become someone else. Just be you. A Cancer who dared to face the darkness, who learned to forgive, who learned to let go, and chose the light. And you are already strong enough to rewrite your life story. You are living proof that a soul can carry thousands of fractures and still shine from the place it once broke. You are the symbol of noble compassion, forgiveness, not out of weakness, but because you understand that forgiveness is the only way out of suffering. In a world filled with hatred, doubt, and conflict, you, Cancer, are the reminder that there are still souls choosing to live with love. There are still people who don't give up on the darkness, and there is still light, fragile as it may be, still powerful enough to illuminate an entire night. Do you believe Cancer carries a special mission in this world? Tell me why you believe that. Your sharing might awaken another soul, and who knows, you might be the one to inspire someone else's awakening. I once read a message in an ancient book that said, "The one who sees the darkness first is the one chosen to light the way." Cancer, you are that person. No one else has the gentleness to touch someone's wounds without scaring them. No one else has the sensitivity to hear the unspoken. And no one else has a heart big enough to love without condition. Your mission is not to heal the whole world. Your mission is to heal yourself. And by doing that, you create an energy field wide enough for others to begin healing too. You don't need to force yourself to be strong. You just need to walk each day with honest presence, speak a word of love when you can stay silent, when you must, and forgive, even when the other doesn't apologize. That is how you live fully with the light within you. If you're still watching this, it means your soul is ready. Nostradamus may have seen this, but you are the one living it. You no longer need to wait for something to happen to change. You are the miracle this world has been waiting for. Comment, "I choose light, I forgive, I awaken," because when you say it, you're not just sending a signal to the universe. You're sending a signal to your soul that from this moment on, you are no longer a victim. You are the one rewriting destiny. Cancer, you have come a long way, but the most beautiful part is still ahead, and it begins in the deepest place of your heart, where you finally choose to love yourself. Thank you, Cancer, for listening with all your heart. If you are still here until the very last second, that means your soul is ready to enter the new chapter, where there is no longer the burden of the past, but only light and faith. May you always have enough peace to forgive, enough courage to let go, and enough love to return to your true self. The universe is always watching over you, and you have never been alone.